Calling the Brown Kewaunee County ARES Net. This is W9GRB. My name is Todd, and I'm located on the northeast side of the city of Green Bay. Emergency and priority traffic may break this net at any time. This is a directed net. Please do not transmit unless net control asks you to do so. Please end your transmissions with your call sign. This net meets every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on the 147.120 MHz repeater. The purpose of the net is to provide training, education, and informal information regarding ARES races. This net is also a part of the National Traffic System and is available for NTS traffic. As a reminder, we're using a new net format for 2024. Please listen and pay attention to the order and type of check-ins I'm asking for, as they have changed. We have separated traffic, which is a formal message usually in radiogram or ICS 213 format, from announcements, which are not. We are also separating short time from in and out check-ins, so please pay attention. Tonight, I would personally like to welcome everyone to check into our net, particularly those of you who are non-ARES members. Please don't be afraid to join us tonight. So, first, any stations with traffic and traffic only to list, please say your call sign and the word traffic. Your traffic will be listed after you're acknowledged. Stations with traffic, please call W9GRB. Hearing no traffic, are there any stations now with announcements? Stations with announcements, please call W9GRB. Next up, are there any stations that are short time? Those of you who can only stay for a few minutes. Short time check-ins only. Please call W9GRB. Hearing no short time stations, I'll move on to stations that are checking in and out. There's stations that will be leaving the net immediately after checking in. If you're checking in and out, please call W9GRB.
W9GRB. Whiskey 9 Juliet Echo, Ed, Sturgeon Bay, Door County. No traffic. Good evening, sir. In and out, supper time, but I will be listening.
All right, so far I've got Ed, W9JE, and Craig, KD9YJH, checking in and out. Any other stations checking in and out, please call W9GRB.
This is the K9GB repeater.
Hearing none, I will now take regular check-ins. Please give my call sign, listen, and then give your call sign to avoid doubling. All stations to check in, please call W9GRB.
W9GRB. W9GRB, this is Kilo Delta 9 Yankee Tango, Keith in Pulaski. W9GRB. This is Whiskey 9 Sierra Juliet Romeo, Sam, east side of Green Bay.
Okay, I've got Keith, KD9YYT, and Sam, W9SJR. Any other stations wishing to check in, please call W9GRB. Well, hearing no further check-ins, tonight this is our weekly or our monthly pre-meeting session on ARES races. And I invite anyone that's interested in volunteering their expertise, whatever that may be, in assisting here locally during disasters or other incidents, to contact us and attend our meetings. The next meeting of the Brown and Kewaunee County ARES races will be this Thursday, February 15th at 6:30 p.m. at the Brown County Emergency Operations Center. If you're a member, we also should have a Zoom session available this week, so check your email later in the week for the link. Emergency services is one of the basics of amateur radio service, and there's a long history of hams serving in times of disaster and other emergency. There's often confusion about ARES, the Amateur Radio Emergency Service, which is the Amateur Radio Relay League's arm of emergency services communication, and RACES, which is the government arm of amateur radio emergency services. In Wisconsin, ARES members are by statute the designated RACES operators, and RACES is only activated by local, county, state, and federal jurisdictions when acting under declared emergencies, when the President of the United States specifically invokes the War Power Act. All licensed radio amateurs are eligible for membership in ARES, although we do have a few basic training requirements, including FEMA Incident Command System training, so you're familiar with the emergency management terminology and the command structure. And for those of you who are not licensed, we can help you get licensed as well. As ARES, we provide our served agency partners with communications expertise, situational awareness, and our capability as professional communicators. As amateur radio operators, we possess some unique skills. While our license allows the operation of radio equipment on a wide range of frequencies and varying propagation conditions, we're also capable of setting up field stations and portable antennas and using non-conventional means of getting a message through when other systems are overloaded or have failed. We really do need to be careful, though, when we use that old "when all else fails" motto, particularly with our served agencies, because if it ever does, that means an emergency manager somewhere didn't do their job. Modern infrastructure has been designed with redundancy and hardening in mind, so the broader internet and cellular networks are highly unlikely to go down nationwide. Some parts of the internet are, however, fragile, and the greatest vulnerability for communication systems in most disasters lies in that last mile. That's the area directly affected by the disaster. Except in the nuclear war scenario, regional and national infrastructure is highly likely to remain intact. It is that last mile segment, however, where groups like ARES need to focus our primary effort, while not forgetting that larger disasters are indeed possible. Amateur radio is still very relevant, but we need to cross-train in many other disciplines to remain relevant in modern disaster response. Being willing and able to assist as needed adds value to our contribution to the response effort. Think about all the various hobbies and skills you have from work and how those might be of use in an emergency situation in your community. Those skills are skills we can add to the resources that our team can bring to bear as we assist our served agencies. We've listened in on our emergency services net, such as the Green Bay Austin Straubel Airport exercise or the Point Beach nuclear exercise last summer, and you're interested in getting involved with something like that, we would welcome you to join us here on our regular Tuesday nets, as well as our monthly in-person training meetings. We also serve the National Weather Service with our Skywarn severe weather nets, and we'll be holding spotter training later this spring. If that sounds like something you'd be interested in participating in, please seriously consider joining the Brown Kewaunee County ARES RACES. We need you all to bring your skills and abilities to join us in service to the community. As a reminder again, next ARES RACES meeting will be this Thursday, 6:30 at the Brown County Emergency Operations Center. Please contact KB3 KYH, KD9 HJJ REC, or myself for more information. We're all good on QRZ. We also have a new ARES call sign, Whiskey X-Ray 9 Bravo Charlie, and you'll be hearing that from time to time, particularly with our Skywarn and other emergency nets. W9GRB continuing, and I'll now pause just a moment for any emergency traffic or to take late check-ins. Please call W9GRB.
W9JRB, this is Kilo CRF, Kushida, Menominee County.
This is the K9GB repeater.
All right, thanks for checking in. I'm adding Kilo Echo Zero Tango Romeo Fox to our check-in for tonight. Any other check-ins, please call W9GRB.
W9GRB. Good evening, Todd. Kilo 9, Sierra Tango November, no traffic.
Thanks, Dan. K9STN checked into our net. I will now take any final check-ins. Please call W9GRB.
W9GRB, Kilo Delta 9 Mike India Lima.
Thanks, Dan. added Kilo Delta 9, Mike India Lima to our check-in list. Any final check-ins, please call W9GRB. All right, I will now go down our roster here for tonight and ask for your comments, questions, or anything you would like to share related to ARES races. So I will start with Keith, KD9YYT.
KD9YYT, this is Keith. I'm fairly new to races and ARES and just looking forward to learning what I can.
Thanks, Keith. That's why we're here, and glad you're joining us, and I hope to see you on Thursday. Next up, W9SJR, Sam.
Thanks for the training tonight, Todd. Very well spoken. I especially liked the part about how we should stay humble and recognize that we are still relevant, but we need to stay in our lane. It got a little quiet out there. I know it was busier earlier tonight, so there's a lot of people listening, but some folks got microphone shy, and that happens. That's all. W9SJR, back to you, Net Control.
Yeah, thanks, Sam. I usually assume there are probably 10 or more people listening for every person that checks into the net on a regular basis. Next up, KE0TRF. Rob, do you have any comments for the net tonight?
Oh, thanks, Todd, for having this net. My name's Bob here. I'm new too, and it's I'm learning. And thanks for having us, net. Back to you.
Thanks, Bob. And next, Dan, K9STN. K9STN, do you have any comments for our net tonight? All right, moving along. Last but certainly not least, Dan, KD9MIL. Any parting words for us tonight?
Well, Net Control in the group, KD9MIL. No words of wisdom to add other than, maybe it could be well advised for me to not ride the motorcycle to work tomorrow, Thursday, and maybe into Friday. We'll have to see how that all shakes out. But sounds like they're going to be spraying the roads down tomorrow afternoon. It might not be the best riding conditions to do that, so I guess I'll have to pass up on that. Anyway, back to the Net Control group, KD9MIL.
Yeah, it was definitely not a good day to ride the motorcycle this morning here in northeast Green Bay either. We got a quick bout of snow about 6 a.m. and it was actually fairly slick on the roads. So now I will take any final check-ins for tonight's Brown, Kewaunee County ARES Races Net. Please call W9GRB.
W9GRB, K9STN again.
Go ahead, Stan. I think I missed you earlier.
Yeah, I don't know if I transmitted. For some reason, my radio changed frequency. So anyway, something that did come up last week was an exercise with the Fox Valley HERC. That's all the hospitals who talk to each other for healthcare emergency response coordination. And something you brought up was that in case of a communications failure, they may need communications to outlying clinics
not just the main hospitals, and even managed care facilities, formerly known as old folks' homes. So something to keep in mind and have you go get ready for. That's all I got, Todd. K9STN.
Thanks, Dan. Yeah, as ARES, our comms priorities are kind of changing. You know, we used to do a lot of work for the Red Crosses, and they've got new comms plans, and unfortunately we're down at number 15. So any and all new options, we need to keep an ear out for those and lend a hand where we can. Finally, is there any other business before I close this network? I would like to thank you all for participating in the Brown KEWAUNEE ARES Net. Thank you to the Green Bay Mike and Key Club for allowing the use of their repeater. I'm now closing this net at 1921. Hope to see you all this coming Thursday evening at our monthly in-person meeting. This is W9GRB out.